numbers like this, bro, with the coins. You know what I mean? It scares the fuck out of me, bro. Like, it gives me, like, it paranoids me, man. Like, it gives me paranoia because I used to work a job, you know? I used to work a job, and it was scared the fuck out of me, bro. I have to be at a certain place before I make no money. And if I make no money, I become homeless, bro. Like, you know, that's in the back of everybody's mind. In the back of everybody's mind. We just want to escape. This is, like, this is literally most, like, something that most people don't even feel like they can escape, bro, because it's like a newfound slavery. You know, it's like the new world slavery, modern slavery. Yeah, that's what it's called, modern slavery. It's slavery in the modern times. Like, this is it. You know, I mean, we got all our freedoms, but like, there's things that we can and can't do still. You know, we're still limited, even though we can go anywhere we want. We're still limited. I mean, it's just like, and I can't even say that. That's a stretch. You know what I'm saying? Not everywhere is free, bro. Like, you have to have business there. You know what I'm saying? Places that are free, that, you know, if I was homeless, I'll be abusing. If I was homeless, you know, I'll be taking advantage of so many things, like libraries, McDonald's, Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, especially in this city, bro. Like, I remember I was going through a tough time. I'm not gonna talk. I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna go deep into it, but like, yeah, man, I've been through the struggle, man, multiple times, bro. First it was in Chicago, and then it was here. You know, and out of all my experiences, man, like, there's always been people checking on my activity, like, you know, and like, yeah, like, everything's a set, like, time frame, bro. Like, you know, people will be watching, bro, and it's just crazy, bro. And it's just like, and it's crazy too when I have money, you know, and, you know, I'm able to buy at least, you know, like, you know, some things. It's just like, you know, as a black man, I'm not really looked at as, like, you know, someone that's decent in any clothes. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, uh, in most people's eyes, I'm still a black man, especially here, because, like, it's most, like, yo, here in the state, it's mostly Latino. It's mostly Latino and Caucasians. You know, it's mostly Latinos and Caucasians, bro. Like, you're not gonna, you're not gonna see many black people, bro. I'm gonna be straight up. You're not gonna see that many. Like, this ain't Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the biggest population here, not in this state. So, like, you know, we're gonna be looked down upon a little bit. You know what I mean? We're gonna be frowned, especially if we're not foreign. We're gonna be frowned upon. You know, and it's like, what are the odds of even making it out? Like, when we got so many limitations on us, like, you know, things in the back of our mind, our mental health gets fucked up because of all the comments and everything, and then we're really doubting ourselves because we can't even trust ourselves to even do much because our situation's already fucked up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, me personally, I would look at my surroundings every day, and I can't see a future. I can't see a future, bro. I've been here for 2 years. You know, I can't see a future. So it's a little tough. It's a little tough out here. You know, I like I live with my mother, so like, it's a, you know, like, you know, I have a little bit of a time frame here to where I can figure things out. But they'll say I was just on the street, you know, no parents, no nothing. Like, what if that was to happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, again, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if that was to happen again? What do I do? Like I like, it's so embarrassing at this point, bro. Like, you know, I'm always asking my mother for food. I'm always asking my dad for money for food, you know, just so I can live. You know what I mean? You know, used up my resources. I lived, like, with most of my family members already. Like, if things were to go down right now and crash, like, I wouldn't even know what to do. Like, it's that wild, bro. Like, I'd be low key scared worse than before, because I can't even be I can't even like spend 2 weeks in a hospital. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and be admitted because I'm over the age of 26, and after the age of 26, people usually, you know, have to pay for their own medical care and all that. You know, and I have Medicaid, but I don't even know if it'll cover it fully. Like for real, I have to pay a fee. You know, I mean, it's not legal to dodge those fees. It's not legal to dodge those fees. You can't be sued, but like there's like programs for legal compensation if you can't pay it. Because it's for medical bills. Any other bills, I mean, that goes on your credit. But medical bills, I don't think they no longer go on your credit. So, I wouldn't have to worry about that. But still, like it's just like times they're changing so fast. They're changing so fast, and I'm trying to go online. I'll be on YouTube, trying to make the best searches so I can figure out like things from other people. Like I try learning from other people online. Like on YouTube, I try learning like I was just looking at tips. That inspired me to make this video because like I feel like I have to say this. I was just looking at tips online from this guy. Um, I put a picture of him on the screen. You can probably see him right now. So yeah, he makes like I don't know, it's a choice that he wants to live frugally like that, but he makes like homeless tips and all this other stuff, and it works. Like I already know about like getting electricity, like from like charging it someplace, and then like keeping it as a food, like like a power bank. You know what I mean, like a power bank. So like you could just store energy in there, and then you can use it whenever you want. And like the bigger ones, they take a longer time to charge, but like in the end, they can last like 5 days. Smart stuff, bro. It's just smart. Like there's options out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? If I had a car, I'd probably like Uber Eats. I don't know. No, not Uber Eats, but like do Uber Eats maybe or like DoorDash. You know, but like I don't even know how to drive, so like I'm even more limited into my resources, bro. Like I don't have a car. Like I haven't invested myself into wanting to do these things, and I'm just trying to be safe because I hear so many accidents and stories, of accidents and like different vehicles, and people are saying that like flying is safer than driving, even though I don't know, man. Like it really depends. I mean, like I guess there's less traffic. There's nothing in the air except air. So I guess that's why people would say flying is better, but it's just like it's just scary, bro. If you don't know what you're doing, like like it's just scary, bro. Like I'd rather not. You know what I mean? I'd rather not. Like my legs can get me far enough, man. But it's sad that I have to think about this stuff because if I was doing better, I wouldn't have to think about this stuff. It wouldn't be in the back of my mind constantly every day. It wouldn't be in the back of my mind, bro. But like I always have to think about this stuff because nowadays I I'm just such like I'm a neat. You know what I'm saying? I'm like I'm stuck at home. People don't want to hire me, so I'm stuck here. I can't even go out to work anywhere because no one wants to hire me. You know what I mean? I've had so many interviews, and it's just like, oh yeah, 6 interviews and like six interviews in 6 months. That's like the 6 interviews isn't enough for 6 months. It's not. So it's just like I got to do better. I got to do more. You know what I mean? I think the standard is like 30 interviews like every 2 months. You know what I mean? I don't even know how people get that many interviews, but I gotta keep trying. I gotta try even more harder. My legs can only do so much, man. I'm not trying to go far out because then I don't have any money for the bus. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do something in my area, but like you know, people just don't want to work with me. I guess they think I don't even know what the fuck they think, bro. I don't know what they think. I don't know what they think. Maybe they think I'm an idiot. I'm slow, or whatever. Maybe they just hate me because I'm usually right about things. Maybe it's just like I don't fucking know, bro. Like I think I got lucky getting my other job. I think I got lucky to get that. And I was buying stupid stuff like a computer, you know, like a TV. like a gaming console. Like I was just I was getting stupid with it. Like you know what I mean? I was buying clothes off Temu and like other items. I was just being a little stupid with it, bro. I wasn't even saving it. And I'll buy food from Uber Eats, which is like $30 a a delivery. It's just like I was being so stupid with it, bro. Like, you know what? I can't be that stupid with money anymore, bro. I really gotta understand. Like, I understand it's nice to get some good food. You know, it feels nice. But like that's not the way, bro. Like, if you have a job, bro, like I would utilize that shit. I wouldn't even like I wouldn't put into a 401k or anything like that. I mean, you could. It's an option. If the option is there, I guess take it because it does add up. On your social security. But I mean, even as a guy with a disability, it's just I rather not. I rather not. I rather not even get compensated for it because like it's just like you're gonna be working for years until you retire, bro. That's why people try to think of the fire method. Um I think it's financial independence, retire early or something like that. I don't know, but like it's basically retiring early. People are just trying to retire early, bro. Like it's just that's the goal. That's the goal. That's why people work these jobs. You know what I mean? That's the goal, and do all these odd jobs and like try to make as much money as they can. Start a business. You know what I mean? Get into multiple ways. Like try to provide their services and shit like that. Because everybody's trying to sell something. And we're all trying to just either get by or just have more than what we can get by on, so we can enjoy life a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I mean, that's the goal. That's the goal, man. To make enough to retire and enjoy life. At least to me, there's some people that are crazy out there that just really want to keep working, like Elon Musk. You know what I'm saying? Like, like that dude. That dude's shaping the world. I get it. His mission is important, bro, and everything that he puts into his mission is really resourceful for the new coming age of the planet. You know what I'm saying? For like years above what we can even think of expanding on. Like he's making AI robots to help, families and make daily life easier in homes and stuff like that. And he's doing planetary missions with SpaceX to like he has purpose. Like he's just trying to discover future life on other planets and stuff like that. Like he has a purpose. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. He's providing a lot of value, which is why he's getting paid so much. He got Tesla cars for self-automated driving, making it easier for people. Like he's trying to put people in the future. But the thing is, that dude already has his survival in check. Like it's already like it's like bro, like he has a bunch of wives. You know what I'm saying? He has a bunch of beautiful wives. He has a survival in check. This man could like literally give away so much money and still be good. And I'm talking like if he gave it like money to thousands of people, he'd still be good, bro. He would still have so much more for himself. Like that's the crazy part, bro. Like, but you know what I'm saying? He's not gonna do that. And then, like, even if he is as old as he is right now, he wants to keep working. Like, why would you want to keep working? You literally can retire any day. You can choose tomorrow, and it'll be tomorrow. like, like it's so crazy. But these are the times we live in, bro. Like, these are the times we live in. I don't like talking about many people, but I just find it ridiculous because, like, if I, if I was given to anybody else, bro, I think they would try to, like, they wouldn't just buy Twitter because they wanted to. They probably just, figure out the way to be like the next Oprah. You know what I mean? And just help out others by providing. I mean, that's how I feel. That's what I believe. But yeah, this world's cruel, man. This world's cruel. it's not even just about the people at this point. I really don't care. I don't care. They can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. People are gonna be cruel. People are gonna be selfish. It's just biological. This shit happens, bro. But when it comes to someone's survival, that's what I care about the most, bro. You know, like life would be so much better if people had options. It would be so much better. But no, no. The government knows that like people, honest people, honest, hardworking people, you know, that don't have options are the best. You know, like are the best for their business and the best for their company. They like these CEOs know this. They understand this fully well, and they just keep the system going because of global politics and stuff like that. You know, like and it's an endless cycle that they have to keep going until they die. And like they don't have to, but they choose to because they want better means for their survival. So it's like a, you know, uh, it's not even a risk, but it's just a return for them. You know, because I mean it could be a risk, but they don't want to risk it actually because like they don't want to risk having people like boycott and freaking go on strike and just stop working. Like if everybody stopped working for a day, bro, and we all had a day to just stop working, what I mean, to tell the world something, they wouldn't like that, bro. They'd be trying to change up things so people can start working again. For real. BlackRock, you know, the richest company out there, this really has global ties with the world. You know, I feel like with all that power, bro, they try to they would try their best to influence new laws and stuff like that if they could in the industries. You know, like they they would if people stopped working for like a day or two or like a week. Or if everyone did, like not just one person thinking, oh, I'm not gonna be with the movement. Like if everyone took part in the movement, you know what I mean? That's just how it would be. You know, but yeah, no, it's just so psychologically driven in our minds that we have to work. You know, that we're too scared to not take any risks because what if anybody else doesn't join? You know what I mean? What if we're all alone and doing like like, and quitting and all that? Like it's just gonna be the scariest thing. That's why it is the scariest thing. You know what I mean? That's why it is. That's a fact. You know, and it's crazy. Like this world isn't kind. Like it can be. You can be a kind person and change someone's life. You can be a kind person and change somebody's life. But do people choose to? Hell no. Even though it's a choice. It's like we're all sinning. We're just being we're just committing sin. We're not doing what we were brought on this earth to do. You know, we're just so focused on ourselves that we're literally and it's just like the seven sins, the seven deadly sins are a pure example of this. Like it just adds up. Like if you think about it, everyone does like either one of those seven sins, bro. People want to break, but then want to be lazy. You know, people want to, you know, people want money, but then want to be greedy. You know, people want to, people want to be desired, but then fall into lust. You know, like people want to, like, it goes on. Like it just goes on for all of these, man. People want the best for themselves, but then they get jealous when they see better. It's just crazy. It's just crazy out here, bro. It's really sinful out here. Like those are all the like those are most of the seven deadly sins. I don't know the rest, but like those are most of them. You know, from the top of my head, I can think of. That's basically it. That's just how it is. And what can we do? We can change, but again, people choose not to because it's the safest option. You know, they want to blend in. They want to fit in. You know, this is it's just the world we live in. There's no changing that. There's no changing that.